My name is Michelle Harton and I'm an artist from Cavan, and I live in Kilnalek, where I have my studio in my home. I've painted all of my life, even when I had lots of other careers over the years. Painting was always something that I wanted to do, and if I wasn't painting, I was thinking about painting, especially if I'd go to a gallery and I'd see a piece that I really loved. It'd just make me want to paint. I always wanted to do art classes during the summer when I was in school, or one of my teachers also used to do art classes in the evening, and I used to stay there. Another artist actually in Cavan, Imelda Bradley. So I have those memories from when I was very young, that's what I wanted to do, and that when I would paint, it was kind of that the rest of the world would drift away. I think it's the only thing that I do that makes my mind go quiet. You know, even though you're obviously thinking about the painting, and you know, your brain is kind of trying to figure out what goes where and that colour goes where, but it's something that you're completely, you know, focused on. Like, I find that my mind doesn't go anywhere else when I'm really into a painting, and I suppose that's where the addiction lies in painting, is for me anyway. When I think about why do I paint, there's a buzz or a feeling that I've gotten from painting when a painting is going very well, or when you finish a piece that you're really proud of, that I haven't got that feeling anywhere else, and that feeling doesn't come with every painting. You know, you could go weeks, sometimes months, before you might get that feeling again. But I think a lot of painters were addicts. We're addicts for that feeling. You're always chasing the next best painting or that feeling. But I think you can get that feeling too when you look at art. I know I felt that myself when I see a painting that I love in a gallery, and I just want to keep looking at it. It's that feeling, and I don't know where else to get that feeling. I usually don't go into a piece with an idea in mind, so I start very abstractly, and then I see what images are in the piece, be it animals or a landscape, which is a lot of the work that I've been doing lately. Or I just finished a large body over the last year of work based on the folklore of Korea. With that, I had spent months reading stories about Korean folklore. So all those stories were in my mind. So when I would look at the abstract picture, I was kind of seeing, would that artwork remind me of any of the stories? And then I would develop it from there. But I feel that my paintings always turn out better if I don't go into them with a preconceived idea. I kind of let the paint show me the way. They seem to have really connected with the work over there, which is lovely to see, to go to a different culture, because obviously I'm dealing with their folklore, and I was afraid, you know, maybe I would interpret it badly or in a way that they might find offensive. You know, it's difficult when you're dealing with another culture that you don't really know about. Folklore in general is something I'm really interested in, and I have done I did in the past a big collection of folklore based on the folklore of Cavan, with another Cavan artist, Jackie O'Neill, and we did a joint exhibition where we interpreted different folklore stories from Cavan that we had gathered over the space of about 6 months. I think I have a long way to go. I think I have a lot of learning to do. I think my art has a long way to develop, but it's nice, you know, to start to see the work being appreciated, I guess, when I see it, that I can bring it to another country, and you know, that they put on these really big exhibitions for me. I feel like at least I'm starting to get somewhere, if that makes sense. I find it very hard to judge my own work. To be honest, a lot of the times, sometimes a painting I'll think's not finished or not ready, or that'll be the first one that somebody wants to buy. So I find that very interesting. An artist said to me years ago, like, you need to get the 100 bad ones out of the way before the good ones start coming. And I think that's a really good thing for people who are starting art to remember, because like, you wouldn't expect somebody to suddenly start playing basketball and be a pro basketball player. you know, or any sport, like it. But for some reason with art, you seem to think instantly you're supposed to be good at it. I mean, there's people who go to school for years to train, you know, to be a painter, to be a realist painter or an abstract painter. Like, there's so much to learn. And I think then once you've started to learn and you start to feel like it feels that you feel a bit more confident with it, a good way is to start showing your stuff on Instagram, because your family and friends mightn't always be the best person to show. If they're not into art or they don't understand art, you're asking the wrong people. Just keep painting, then show it when you feel a little bit more confident. But I think probably the best artists that are out there, a lot of them are the ones who don't show their work. It tends to be the people who are naturally confident who show their work. Don't have to be the perfect realist painter. It's more about how people connect with the work, however abstract or strange or mysterious it might look. And it's hard to learn. It's hard when you learn very realistic painting, like anything when you're learning. But then once you've learned it, you can bring it in, and I guess I bring in all the things I've learned that were hard to learn, but now it's really paying off because I can mix my abstract with my realism and create, you know, what I feel are different and kind of unusual pieces that I wouldn't have if I hadn't gone through that hard learning process.